After Godzilla and Jaws 5, I feel I should take a break from the films of the great nation of Italy and explore the culture of a different country. China's on the cusp of replacing the USA as the most prominent market in the world for theatrical films, so why not celebrate their imminent industry domination by taking a look at a film from one of the states the Chinese dictatorship subjugates, Taiwan.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
A few weeks ago, I was scouring the internet for weird movies, as I often do, and I came across Pink Force Commando. I watched it knowing nothing about it other than that it was a women on a mission movie with martial arts, and I was not prepared for what I saw. I had to share it. Before I do, here's some background information. Pink Force Commando is a film by director Kevin Chu, who I first discovered through his basketball comedy Kung Fu Dunk. Like that movie, Pink Force Commando has a comedic tone to it, but it also packs in a ton of elements from disparate genres, and the end result is almost too strange to believe that it's even real. It feels like the movie a 10-year-old boy would make up if you asked him to describe the ideal work of fiction. You'll see what I mean soon enough. The movie's a pseudo-sequel to Golden Queen's Commando, and even uses stock footage from that film, but don't worry, you don't need to see Golden Queen's Commando to understand Pink Force Commando. In fact, if you had seen it, you would only be more confused, since several characters who die in that movie appear in this one alive, and some actors return as different characters. To avoid confusion, I'll just be talking about Pink Force Commando as a standalone work, and won't reference Golden Queen's Commando anymore. Both films are legally available on YouTube, by the way. I included a link to Pink Force Commando below, though for some reason the version I watched says the movie's from 1984, when all other sources say it's from 1982. Other versions of the movie are available elsewhere on YouTube with subs or dubs and with varying picture or sound quality. Now let's get to the feature. How does this movie about a group of women fighting bad guys open? I can honestly say I didn't see this coming. I'd ask why did the chicken open the movie, but I'm terrified of the punchline. Then Nazis show up. Now that might not seem odd today, but back in 1982 it would have been a weird sight.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
This is your last warning, do you hear me now? You've been surrounded. You may as well give up and return to us the stolen gold.
Hey, that megaphone would probably work just as well from behind your safety line. We meet the Nazi leader, Pig Commander. Yes, that's what he's called, Pig Commander. What's with the goggles? He looks like if Tai from Digimon landed in a very different part of the internet. The Nazis begin to fire on a little shack that gold thieves are hiding in. Word of warning to anyone interested in the film, they appear to either really shoot a chicken or maybe set off a small explosive underneath it. Godzilla had footage of real corpses, and now this movie contains real animal abuse. I really need to pick less despicable movies to review. While one of the women mows down some Nazis from a window like she's playing World at War, another is so cool she's playing a board game. Holy crap, how old is too old to have a crush on a movie character? Her name is Jackal, and she appears to be the leader of this gang of thieves. But while being nonchalant is cool, she may take it too far. She finished the game before noticing her opponent got shot in the head. Now short that member, the remaining team consists of the Rambo-esque Jackal, Kat, who dresses like a Prohibition-era mobster, or at least like a Halloween costume kid of one, a trio of women wearing nondescript civilian clothing, and whatever the heck character type this is supposed to be. Mascot for an orange company? An alien from a 1960s movie? A member of Devo? The women decide to surrender. I don't know why though, they've only lost one member so far and they've already killed more Nazis than an apartment full of Russians. Look, the Nazis are even killing each other. I mean, that had to be friendly fire, right? None of the women are shooting right now. Maybe Kira finally got him, I don't know. Before they surrender, Jackal comes up with a plan.
Kat and I will take the loot and escape. Cover us. If we survive, we'll split the money between us. Here. A year from now.
Sure, what could possibly go wrong with trusting a thief to return to a crime scene in exactly 1 year to give you a bunch of stolen money? It's not like a thief would just spend it all and move far away or anything like that. Lady Devo throws an explosive at the Nazis as they make a break for it, while Jackal and Kat escape in the most incredible way possible. I have no idea what's going on, but I know this movie's going to be awesome. I compared Jackal to Rambo earlier because of her red headband and military outfit, but Kat here rocks a mounted machine gun and turns so much German meat into Swiss cheese that it honestly gives Stallone's kill streak in Rambo 4 a run for its money. And Rambo's turret was staying still. Jackal is jerking Kat around with one hand on the wheel and another pointing a revolver at any Nazi in spitting distance of the car's paint job. Nondescript team member number 1 is killed, but Orange Widow makes it out okay. Kat and Jackal think they're safe, but didn't realize that Pig Commander apparently learned instant transmission since he's right behind them. Pig Commander finds out the women were hauling rocks instead of gold the whole chase and shoots at our heroes. And just in case you thought I was joking about Pig Commander teleporting, look at this clip.
Jackal!
Get up!
Jackal gives her life so that Kat can escape, but it's revealed that it was all a trick. Jackal and the Nazis are actually in cahoots. There goes my crush on her. This music is what you hear when you pull the string on an evil doll. And why is there a spinning hug romance shot in a movie about a Nazi and a girl Rambo? Well, I hope you don't expect answers for a while, since the movie then cuts to some ocean rocks, then to a woman in a preacher's outfit in a shootout.
Hold it!
Certainly.
Why does she have a gun hidden in the Bible if she just has a regular gun in a hip holster? And what does this have to do with the rocks? The point of an establishing shot is usually to show where the next scene is going to take place. What I think is going on is that the movie is showing us what these women are up to 1 year after the opening. Next, we see a new woman riding a horse and setting off explosives. They both get these freeze-frame intros like in Creed or Suicide Squad, but no information about them actually appears on screen. The movie then shows us, and try to stay with me, Kat, now dressed as a supervillain, sending a Shaolin monk with a Pai Mei beard and a few other warriors in period costumes to attack the cowgirl. When the cowgirl just blows them up with dynamite, a few more warriors appear. She blows them up too, and the Bruceploitation member of the assailants is comically charred from the explosion like he's Elmer Fudd. I am so confused. How far are we into this movie? 10 minutes? Well, screw it, that's enough time for a movie to explain some things, and this movie has explained nothing, so I have some questions. Why were there only freeze-frame intros for 2 of the characters before moving on with the story instead of the whole group? Did only 2 of the thieves survive the year? Why even do intro scenes at all if you're not going to tell us the characters' names? What's this person's name, for instance?
Hey, it's occurred to me that you must be Dynamite Susie, you know? Famous Dynamite Susie.
Dynamite Susie? Okay, new crush.
How about this? Listen. If the 2 of us get together, and we cooperate, and split the gold.
Well, why did you send 10 guys to kill her? Were you testing to make sure it was her? Because asking nicely might have worked better than either having a regular person assassinated if you guessed wrong, or dooming like 10 guys to be killed by her if you were right. Or did you actually want to get her killed, and this is just a cover since you failed? Dynamite Susie ignores the offer and tries to leave on a boat. Just when you're thinking that Kat will reveal her superpowers to keep Dynamite from escaping, either her superpower is hiding a gun in that outfit, or she just dresses like a comic book Z-lister for the fashion. Dynamite must have learned instant transmission as well, since she teleports to a jet ski. Wait, a jet ski? Those weren't even invented until the 1950s. This is supposed to be just 1 year after the Nazis had enough men to spare 1,000 on a gold heist.
Come back here! I dare you to!
Hey, worth a shot. Dynamite goes to hold up a poker game at an ancient Egypt-themed casino. Look, if we question everything, we're going to be here all day, but Kat is already there waiting for her, so I guess everyone can teleport in this universe. Dynamite and Kat then team up to rob the place, though I don't know why Kat showing up caused Dynamite to take off her mask. I really love the off-screen voice reacting to this guy getting a gun. Kat's not afraid.
Don't move. Now shoot.
Oh, yeah?
Don't take one more step.
Go on.
Now shoot you.
Go on.
That guy got so emasculated that it hurt my pride. The ladies escape while the cops fire wildly into the air, stopping 0 criminals, but presumably raining lead on an unsuspecting general public. Great work, guys. Devo and a new friend of hers find that in the past year, an entire town has been built over the gold burial site, and it's in the middle of what I can only describe as the Chinese equivalent of a Renaissance fair. The back of the DVD even describes the town as an amusement park. Devo and friend meet up with Kat and Dynamite. Kat fills them in.
The Jackal and the Pig Commander, they took possession of this land and built on it with our loot. So here we are.
That's a lot to infer from the complete absence of information you're basing it on, Kat. How did you even know Jackal betrayed you? And how did you know she was even alive? The 4-spot Pig Commander, but he flees town. A biker with a whip mugs them.
Fork it over, you'll be shot. You can't split, you're covered. Huh.
So sorry. My sister can be kind of rude.
I know she's trying to de-escalate the situation, but how is her sister rude, and how will apologizing help in a mugging? Pig Commander meets with a ninja clan in the woods and tells them to go after our heroes. Back in town, the head ninja does a kung fu drinking scene straight out of a Shaw Brothers movie. Look, this other guy pulls a gun and she just cuts his arm off like she's Obi-Wan Kenobi. She gets a freeze frame after decapitating a guy, so I thought she'd join the team, but nah. The Nazi ninjas attack that night, but thankfully for the ladies, they are terrible ninjas. Our heroes hear them coming from outside of a building in a city that is clearly still very active at night. Naruto is stealthier than these ninjas. You may notice when watching it that for such a cheap movie, the music is incredible. Well, that's because it's stolen, mostly from Sergio Leone westerns and Conan the Barbarian. Any fight scene where a supervillain teams up with a member of Devo to fight Nazi ninjas should be awesome, but unfortunately Pink Force Commando has that same awful thing that ruins so many actual Shaw Brothers movies. The ear-shredding sound effects of weapon fighting.
No, please! No!
Susie is helped in her fight by a mysterious stranger.
To me, they're worth 500 each, but worthless to you if you kill them like this.
Who are you?
A heartbroken man.
This is the best character introduction in film history since Dynamite's Susie. Kat and Devo find Jackal, now wearing expensive clothing and living in a luxurious house. The gang realizes that Jackal paid for all of this with his stolen gold, which they should have realized would happen 1 year ago, but better late than never.
I hope you can understand. Once I fell in love, I was caught in turmoil. You know very well. We won't buy that excuse.
Even if you did buy it, that's a terrible excuse. The guy she's in love with is a Nazi who tried to have you killed minutes ago. Kat tries to kill Jackal, but the biker from earlier comes in to save her.
You think you're so smart. You planned all of this?
Ah, my foot. Jackal proves that she's genuinely remorseful by calling off her thugs, but then Devo gets a weird idea.
It was all a misunderstanding. We didn't know that you were supposed to be our honored guest.
You heard of a girl called Rebel Angel.
I have.
What's she like?
She smells like an angel, but she's evil like a devil, yeah.
Okay, wait. First of all, this biker dude made all of his goons carry guns, but he brought a Morning Star like he's a Knight Rider or something. Second, Devo's name has apparently been Rebel Angel this entire time.
What the shit? That's the coolest name ever!
And third, while I understand why Rebel Angel is mad at people who almost killed her, she just murdered a guy who now works for her and could help her. Kat isn't so trusting and wants more proof from Jackal that she's really on their side now.
No, don't do it!
Well, that seems excessive. Pig Commander comes in and finds his newly bestumped girlfriend. For some reason, the others don't just kill him. In fact, the movie cuts to the girls planning with Pig Commander to rob some merchants of the biggest diamond in the world to make up for their lost gold. Even if he was only pretending to be a Nazi for the con, he still helped kill your friends a year ago and tried to kill you yesterday. Why would you trust him? 100% of your interactions prior to this have involved his attempts to murder you. The girls, one-armed Jackal included, ride out to rob the merchants, but they see the bounty hunter from before.
There he is. Over there. It's an omen. It's written that a dying man will see the heartbroken man before he takes his last breath. Why does he keep following us?
What? Kat just told you. Did they edit this backwards? They come upon the merchant's camp.
I can't believe it. Such assholes in possession of such a priceless diamond. It's not fair, is it?
Why are you suddenly acting like you're Robin Hood? Sure, it might not be fair for those guys to have it, but why do you think you deserve it? You just killed an innocent man and you let a Nazi on your team. Our heroes try to murder some random people in their sleep when they could just stealthily steal the diamond, but the bodies are only decoys. They're trapped by a wall of fountain fireworks? Okay. And ambushed by men in silly hats. When guns don't work, their attackers switch from their ranged weapons to swords and charge them, shockingly all dying in the process as their opponents still have guns. One guy even tries a blow dart. Try to imagine someone listening to this sound effect and thinking it sounded like a blow dart gun. The gang, now each sporting a kill count high enough that they qualify as Avengers, capture the merchant leader.
Hand over that diamond.
Otherwise I'll pull your beard off. I mean it, you goddamn bastard.
They're interrupted by a woman holding aloft a glowing diamond. Before we find out why the heck this is happening, you should know that you're looking at a piece of film history here. This clip would go on to be used as the logo for film studio IFD. What? I didn't say it was important film history. Anyway, Kat explains what's going on.
As legend goes, there are 10 sons, and Archer Ho Lee shot down 9 of them with his arrows. And on the tip of his very last arrow, is the Oriental Star.
Okay, Kat is obviously just making up stuff to sound smart at this point. How are the others reacting? Oh my goodness, that was the best thing I've ever seen. Pig just saw an angel, shot her for no reason, and ran away after stealing something that wasn't even the diamond they came there to steal. And the best part is, we're only halfway through the movie! Kat realizes that the diamond is a fake, and the IFD logo lady admits that the whole story was a setup. So her plan was just to hold up the item that these guys just killed 100 people over? I bet it made more sense in her head. IFD logo tells them that they belong to a group called the Gorillas, who were actually protecting a map to the real diamond. The movie then cuts to IFD logo killing a man in a pro wrestling match and then beating up some guards in prison, because I guess Nazis, thieves, bikers, ninjas, Wild West outlaws, supervillains, bounty hunters, and samurai weren't enough. Jackal realizes that Pig Commander absconded with the map and is surprised that the Nazi con artist who tried to murder her friends wasn't trustworthy. Jackal chases Piggy C to a bridge, and Kat uses her teleportation powers, apparently, to block his exit, shooting him.
What's this with a gun?
I lost an arm. For you.
No, you didn't. You cut off your own arm as an apology to your friends for working with him. One of Pig Commander's ninjas comes to his rescue, giving Pig time to shoot Jackal and immediately try to save her life afterwards, because apparently whoever wrote this movie forgot every single sentence immediately after adding punctuation. Jackal falls in the river, eventually washing up in a desert where the heartbroken man saves her and gives her a mechanical prosthetic to replace her missing arm. And this thing is versatile. She can attach a gun, a spearhead, and even a power drill. She uses the drill to free the rest of the girls, who I guess got themselves arrested since we last saw them. Sure, probably for killing hundreds of people to steal from them, if I had to guess. The girls sing to the guard to drown out the sound of the power drill. I didn't think singing that loud was even possible for anyone not named Black Canary, but maybe Kat dresses that way because she has the same superpower. And just listen to the guard's reaction.
Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John?
I know I've said this before, but I have a few questions. Your favorite song is Frere Jacques? A nursery rhyme for little kids, and not to be a hipster about nursery rhymes, but I am, so who prefers the Brother John version of the song? And finally, who cares if it is your favorite? If I was working in the middle of the night and people nearby started singing Love is a Battlefield louder than a power drill, I wouldn't be thrilled about it. Commando by Ramones, yeah, that's what my favorite song is. The girls escape, getting into a big fight with every guard in town. I think killing Nazis is literally the only thing these women bond over anymore. Piggy C himself, presumably running low on Nazis, has enlisted the help of the KKK. Yeah, I know the hood doesn't look right, but every source I found online claims that these guys are supposed to represent the KKK.
I took the other regiment and...
Gentlemen, the secret map has been stolen.
Dang it, Pig, you had one job. You shot an angel to get that map. You shot your girlfriend. You teamed up with your enemies, fought hundreds of guys, and riskiest of all, you now owe a favor to a ninja clan. Why would you ever leave the map anywhere but in a safe firmly handcuffed to your dominant hand? Why didn't you make a copy of it or at least memorize it? Pig sends his armies out to search for the map. Boy, he's really putting all his eggs in one basket here, isn't he? Hey, what if the person who stole the map went in, I don't know, any other direction than that one? In fact, I'm not even sure the world's largest diamond and a stash of Nazi gold would pay for all these guys.
It was behind the picture, just as I expected.
Of course the girls have the map. Kat probably just teleported to it and teleported back. They team up with IFD logo and her gorillas, awaiting the imminent arrival of Pig Commander, who seems to have gotten lucky since the bottle he spun to decide where to march pointed right at the map. Or should I say he's gotten unlucky since he's facing the Pink Force. They actually never call themselves that in the movie, but I don't know how else to refer to them as a group. Seriously though, this guy is going up against a group of women who have already defeated at least 3 armies and a Ninja Clan assassination squad. He'd have better luck against the Expendables, though I do admire his style. Watching a battle from a lawn chair must be pretty comfortable. Before the battle, Rebel Angel rides off to get backup, but is attacked by the biker from before, who I guess survived being hit in the back with a Morning Star somehow. She blows up a bridge behind her to escape, but the biker just jumps that gorge like he's Evel Knievel and captures her.
Well, what do you think then? Should we surrender or not? You always act as an outsider. Why don't you give us your opinion?
Dang, forget the Expendables. Dynamite Susie just moved up the awesome scale from a John Wick past a slice of pepperoni pizza with extra cheese all the way up to a skateboarding dog by showing us all the proper response to a threat from an army of Nazis.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
The battle begins and is just as much of a slaughterfest as you'd expect. After all, how are Pig Commander's troops supposed to shoot through half-inch thick plywood fence posts? After some fighting, Jackal meets with Pig to discuss a truce. Jackal does the right thing for once and just shoots the Nazi.
You're okay, but they shot you. But I had this to protect me.
I see Jackal has that same magical, bullet-attracting armor that Bruce Wayne and White Boy Bobby use. The bad guys wheel out Rebel Angel, who they freaking crucified.
Give us back the map! We don't want to have to rub you out! Otherwise, you know you're gonna end up...
Let me die with dignity.
Whoa, Jackal doesn't mess around. It tears her up inside to kill her friend, even though 1 year ago she got multiple friends killed for gold, so character development? The battle begins, again, and it's hard to tell who's on whose side since most of the costumes seem to have been picked at random, both for the Evil Army and the IFD logo Ladies Army, but at least it's easy to tell the Nazis apart to watch them get owned. Hey, wanna see a Nazi get stabbed in the junk? You're welcome. The rest of the movie plays out pretty much exactly like the end of The Magnificent Seven, with IFD logo and Susie getting killed. Random shots of a statue. I don't know why the KKK are so mad here. No one's even moving that statue.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Pig Commander calls Cat and shoots Jackal again. The Heartbroken Man shows up to help our heroes and finishes off Pig's ninja sidekick.
Come here, you bitch!
The biker takes on the Heartbroken Man, but he yees his last haw when he rides right into a trap. Jackal uses her machine gun arm to take out Pig Commander. Hey Jackal, that arm would have been really useful in the battle you were just in.
Why?
Why? Well, let's look at the options. A. You betrayed her and stole the map. B. You shot her off a bridge. C. You shot her 2 more times today. Or D. You killed all of her friends and crucified one of them. Or E. All of the above. Believe it or not, Jackal succumbs to her gunshot wound and dies, leaving the Heartbroken Man as the only surviving named character. I assume he's going to take the map to the diamond for himself. So that's Pink Force Commando, the perfect evidence that combining multiple good things doesn't always make an even better thing. It's the ice cream and bacon principle. The movie has a female Rambo with a mechanical weapon arm, a supervillain, a Wild West outlaw, bikers, ninjas, martial arts, battles, explosions, a decapitation, pro wrestling, and tons of Nazis getting destroyed, but it fails the most important thing of all, storytelling. Scenes change to others almost at random, with plenty of clips that apparently mean nothing. Remember the priest gunfighter at the start? What was that about? And who was Rebel Angel's friend when she returned to find the gold? She just disappeared. The characters are completely despicable, not to mention stupid. Most of the characters don't even have their names spoken out loud until so far into the movie that you'll probably just stick with your made-up names for them. Worst of all, for a movie about fighting Nazis, it's shockingly hard to tell whether the heroes are or aren't Nazis themselves. They're only fighting Nazis over treasure, and they even team up with them at one point. The MacGuffin changes from Nazi gold to a diamond halfway through the film, and none of the characters ever find either. The ending is sad, which is not an appropriate emotion to evoke when your premise is so full of childlike glee that you might as well be throwing different dollar store action figures at each other. But the movie isn't a total failure. Sure, the music is stolen, but at least they stole some of the greatest music ever composed. In addition, there's some aspects of making a team action movie they actually got right. While the armies might be dressed by throwing darts down a Halloween store aisle, the main characters all wear costumes so distinct that you'll never mistake them for one another. In addition, they each have their own unique skills in combat, like how Dynamite Susie is an explosives expert while Jackal has her mechanical arm. Even Cat and Rebel Angel, both sword fighters, use different kinds of swords and different sword fighting styles. So if you want a team action movie with lots of different factions of fighter, basically a combination of 6 or 7 different subgenres at once, Pink Force Commando isn't the worst choice. Just keep your expectations buried lower than Nazi gold. Thanks for listening.